Hello guys, my name is Russian Badger, and I just had the most delicious spaghetti. You don't even understand. Like the sausage and the sauce and the angel hair, I did it all perfectly. I'm gonna start off by shooting this gentleman in the back, Mr. Cloth Monster, and Roz and Sean, bro, but you don't even understand. This was some god tier spaghetti that I just had, so I don't know, all the different components and the way that I put it together, it was just perfect. It was so wonderful. So now that I'm done with my spaghetti, I am ready like Betty Spaghetti to do this video. And I'd like to tell you about, I think that Armored Kill can be very, very fun, especially 64-player Rush, but it has to have certain situations. Like, the teams can't be team stacked. You can't have these guys that are just whoring out vehicles. There's a certain environment where I think Armored Kill is very, very fun in 64 players. And when it is fun, when you do get the right sort of environment for Armored Kill, it is so much fun at Rush. Like, you don't even understand how much fun it is. And, of course, I'm running the blue camo, the hoodie camo that you guys are probably familiar with. I think I told you guys about the blue hoodie camo for the Russians and the Ninja Turtle Donatello Raphael Berkut camo that you guys are probably familiar with in terms of the engineer. But I wanted to say that it's an experience that you've probably never had before. I don't know, it's just very unique to have a very fun, entertaining Armored Kill Rush game, 64 players, and just so you guys know, there's virtually no servers running 32-player Rush on Armored Kill. I don't really think 32 players is appropriate, but still, it's so much fun when you get it right. It's hard to get it right, but if you get it right, Armored Kill Rush is extremely fun. And I heard some gunshots up here. I wasn't really sure who was up here, so I just said, I don't approve of your conduct, engineer. Give me your sandwich, dog. Waka Flocka Flame. Oh, man. The things that I could say about Waka Flocka Flame. I should have said something like Brick Squad. I missed so many good opportunities here. I should have said Brick Squad or what do they say? Amasit Moscato? Moscato? I don't know what the formal term is, but riding real slow, bending corners, my ninja. Okay, this is like shooting fish in a barrel, only the barrel is really big. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like Graves, like, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. But the barrel's the entire coastline, which is a very large. If I were to fit the entire coastline's capacity or volume of water into a barrel, it'd be an awfully large barrel. But I get, and I was gonna take a sandwich and rub it all in his face and punish him for turning his back on me, like, how dare you? But how dare you? How dare you turn your back on a stud? And the real joke is that I'm not a stud. But yet again, you can see the accuracy. It's not really all that stunning. It's not stunning at all, because I've been using the AN94 like all day, and then I switched to the G3 because I thought, you guys, I haven't done a G3 gameplay in a really long time, and you guys really wanted to see it. But there's another double kill somehow. I think that's another one of those lucky, I was firing bullets in a random direction and the guy happened to run in front of them. That's not my own accuracy. And it was weird. I've been using the AN94 all day, and sort of the way that I use that and the way that I use the G3 are totally different. So that guy gets blown up by C4. I get one gentleman, and I think that's about it. That's pretty much cleaning house over here at the construction site. And I pick up his weapon because who doesn't like some sort of variety, switching weapons as much as possible? And okay, let me explain what I was saying. The N94, I've gotten this technique down where even if like medium range to close range, if you spam it in a certain way while leading the guy, you have 1,200 rounds per minute, alright? If you spam it, like I'm talking clicking as fast as you can. It's like a laser beam of bullets. You can't, like, if you're even close to the guy and you're running in a linear pattern, and like, if you're running your actual reticle in a linear pattern along his trail or wherever he's running, you will easily kill him because it's like a laser beam of bullets because you're 1,200 rounds per minute out of the A94. The G3A3 has a much lower rate of fire, and it was just awkward for me to adjust to. And I know that might sound a little odd here, and right here, I was just like, I don't even know what to do here. There's so many guys clustered. There was like this gab fest over here. There's so many chatty Cathys. I don't even know what to do. Like, okay, on one hand, I wanted to definitely go over and, I mean, you don't really want to jump into instances like that. I think everybody says, oh yeah, I'd totally like to jump in there and kill all 6 of those guys, but it's not realistic. Like, it's not something that you would realistically do in terms of a a scenario where you actually want to get out alive. Like, yeah, sure, you can always dive into 6 guys, but 9 times out of 10, or even more than that, I know people really use the statement or the odds 9 times out of 10 very, very frequently. 9 times out of 10, people use the statistic of 9 times out of 10, but okay. I wanted to say that oftentimes jumping into a guy like a group of 5 or more guys, it's terrible because you're just gonna die. Like the likelihood that none of them are gonna see you and they're all gonna have their backs constantly turned to you before you can shoot them all in the face, it's very low. Like it's not like it. That's a very, very low probability. And the cloth monster, it was a cloth. No, yeah, it was a cloth monster just sitting up here, Mr. Sergeant Fish Lips. You got a purty mouth, Mr. Fish Lips. Okay, so. At this point, I'm not really confident with the L85, simply because it doesn't have a high rate of fire. It's not good at close range. I guess it's decent at medium ranges and longer ranges, but still, I can't think of a place where I say, oh, I'd rather have the L85 than the AK-74M. Like, the AK-74M is just, it's too baller. It's too much fun to use. And I saw the tank there, so I said I might as well run away and find something else. I think they blew it up, though. Somebody just saved me. I got the engineer here, and I think there's another gentleman hiding, like, lurking in the shadow of the crate over here. I don't know what he's doing. Like, there he is, Mr. Cloth Monster. What are you doing over there? Like, I don't know. His name was Vicodin. I don't know if he was high at the time. It seemed like he had ingested a few too many of those before starting up his game, but whatever. Okay, so at this point, I know that I'm on quite a streak, and I want to keep it going, so I was thinking about reviving him, but it's another one of those ones where I don't know exactly who's around here, and I can't tell you how many times I get shot in the face where I go to revive somebody that just got shot by the same guy. Like, you know what I mean? And okay, I get that guy over there. And I think I eventually, yeah, I get picked off here trying to get a recon up in the building. I didn't even see him for very long. I get one more gentleman, and then I try to pick a recon. Okay, I see his flashlight. I try to pick him off, and some other guy hits me from behind. I don't quite. Actually, I got the recon though. I believe I got the recon before I go down. It's not a bad day. I mean, I think I had like a 16 streak there after shooting all the, like shooting fish in a barrel over on the right hand side and so forth. But I mean, not a bad streak. And okay, like I said, if it's an open area and I don't know who's around, I don't like rushing. You saw the guy that I didn't revive like 2 or 3 minutes ago, or I want to say about 90 seconds ago. And I got the recon, and at this point, I don't even want to, like, I'm just shooting everybody because in 32 versus 32 as a 64 player rush, and okay, I go down here, but I get number 1 revived by this gentleman over here. And okay, I wanted to say, in 64 player rush, it's just, and I got Ricks. Oh man, the Arizona Ranger with the big iron on his hip. Killing that guy, his name was Popsicle 622, but I wanted to say, okay, if I can finally get to this point, I'm being distracted by so many other things. But okay, if somebody dies in an area, you see the guy on the ground, he's got the little lightning bolt above his head to revive him. Especially in 64 player rush, if you don't know where the guy is and you're unfamiliar with the area, I oftentimes will not go for the revive because I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna try to revive him, but I'm gonna end up getting shot in the face by the same guy that shot him. Like, oh, okay, teammate A dies. I'm gonna go revive teammate A, and I get shot by the same guy that killed him. It doesn't make a whole lot of logical sense to me, and I don't enjoy doing it because it gets me shot in the face very frequently. So not really a big fan of that. And okay, yeah, I think this is what I was talking about. Like, this was the Gab Fest over here. Okay, I get one gentleman lurking. Look at that bush monster. Like, what is he doing there? Okay, so I get one gentleman, and at this point I had an inkling or like a little feeling that, oh, there might be like a huge convention of guys over here. Okay, I get one, I don't even get a second. Ricks, I get a second guy. Okay, so at this point, I heard, you know, the American guy, dog, get up, meow, 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 don't even trip, chocolate chip, I just revived you. You know when they say those things, like, oh, like, pack it up, buddy, you're fine, you're good to go. You know, in terms of the sound effects that the American medic Count Chocula makes whenever he's reviving people. So I said, okay, he probably just revived everybody that I killed, so I'm not going to go into that 6-man Gab Fest and get shot in the face. So I get one gentleman, and there's not a whole lot of cover left in this building, but still, at this point, I think it's definitely very viable to sit up here and just delay them as much as I possibly can. I almost died there, but this is one, like, I've preached about this so many times. The ability to always enter the engagement full health is a very, very, I mean, it's so easy to win your gunfight if you're constantly, over and over and over, always at full health because you always have the health back as the assault guy. But I don't know why that guy didn't revive me. I think he got shot. I think a gentleman came up, shot me. My other teammate shot him, and then somebody shot him. So it's just that's sort of the chaos and the mayhem that you will experience with 64-player Rush. And like I said at the beginning of the video, something that I really want to emphasize. 64-player Rush, especially on Armored Kill, is extremely fun if you have the right conditions, but it's usually not. The conditions are usually not right. It's usually team stacked. Usually your team has no idea how to use vehicles, and the other team is like studied 2 years, got their associate's degree in exactly how to use vehicles against people that have no idea how to use vehicles. That's exactly something that I can definitely say. And it's a little more intense, but I really do like the way that, especially Bondar Desert, okay? I remember I said, nice parachute, bro. That's not going to save you, Mr. I Rock Your Socks 77. I think it would have been so good if I would have shot him in the feet or like the lower shin, exactly in his socks. Like, somebody just got their socks rocked or like something, and then you cue CSI Miami and David Caruso and everything else. I think that would have been a lot better, but I guess not. And at this point, I was just fooling around. Like, okay, I see this guy in the corner. I get one guy, but I can never get the second guy. Okay, this is like the plague that I don't get it. I just always, oh, look at this. I killed this guy 3 times before he killed me once. It's not really a big deal, but at the end of the game, like, there's, 12 tickets left. It's pretty obvious that they're not going to get over to B and arm it. It's not going to happen. So I just play extremely aggressive. I kind of fool around a little bit. I let my guard down. I try to do something a little bit silly. So I go back to the house to try to get whoever's lurking in there. And it really doesn't matter. But look, okay, I get one gentleman, and I can never get the second guy. Always lurking in a corner, just some guy, like... Why is he lurking in the darkness, and why there's so much, like, strawberry jelly all over the wall? But whatever. Okay, so, at that point, I really didn't care. I had already pretty much destroyed a lot of their team. It was obvious that they weren't going to win, so I have some leeway to run around and get shot in the face and fool around. Frolic about in tomfoolery. Okay, so... that's the end of the game. I think Bondar, like I said, I wanted to say, Bondar Desert is very, very fun in 64-player Rush because it's a very wide map, and there's some flanking and a lot of cover for your team, but still you're pretty exposed when you're arming. So I don't know if it's quite balanced for the attackers, but I definitely think, my final point, Armored Kill Rush is probably the best rush that you can play in Battlefield 3, should the conditions be right, but oftentimes the conditions are not right. In terms of vehicles and team balance and everything else, but it can be extremely fun. When you get the right conditions, it's extremely fun, but most of the time you just don't get the right conditions. So I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Auf Wiedersehen und bis bald und dat door. Okay, that's all I have to say. So Auf Wiedersehen und bis bald und later.
Keep up, CJ! Hey man, what you want? Keep up, motherfucker, and a haircut. It's embarrassing to be seen with you. Got with them motherfuckers, though. Come on, man, you gotta keep up. You embarrassing us, nigga. Same old CJ. What's the matter, fool? You tired? Buster. Straight Buster. Yeah. And get yourself some colors, fool. Showed them niggas who's gangster. Move it, CJ. Rider, nigga.